Oh my God, I've got red eye. Winds are back. About to start a new week. Bit grumpy this week. It's Tuesday and I'm only just getting started. Why? Work. I've been at work Saturday, Sunday and Monday, non-stop, including the evenings as well, where I've been on call. Been on the shop floor Saturday, Sunday and Monday, and on call during the evenings. So it's Tuesday. I had a bit of a slow morning, had a couple of coffees, down here now, off to a start. Let's see what we can get done. Oh, nearly stood in a puddle. So because I'm in a slow, tired and grumpy mood, I think I might just spend the first couple of hours sorting out this complete and utter mess. I usually try to tidy up in here once a week. I am a bit of a naturally untidy worker, but over the last 2 weeks, because I've been so busy, I've done none of it and it's a real state. So bear with me, let's just get that started. Right, that's enough tidy for now. I don't think I can stand any more tidiness. So, change of stimulus. I want a change of stimulus. I'm sure you do too. So, we're getting close to putting the rudders in, but I don't have any rudders to put in. So, I'm going to get on and do a little bit more of this rudder fabrication that we started quite a few weeks ago. There's something very strange going on today. Just take a look at that sky. Right, it's an unusual blue colour, but that's not particularly what's strange. What's really strange is it's 16 degrees. 16 degrees! That's like summer here. And I'm dressed for the winter, so no doubt I'm going to be sweating cobs very shortly, but shouldn't moan, but absolutely fantastic. 16 degrees. I'm blown away. Right, let's go and do some work in the heat wave. More stock. What's this, I hear you ask? Not only have I got some more stock, look what I found. Oh, can't get it off. Somebody bought us this ages ago and I lost it. I didn't know where I'd put it. Turns out I'd stuck it on the inside of my van. And anyway, it's one of those magnetic welding things. So I forgot who got it, mate. I'd have to have a look through my phone. But whoever you are, thank you very much again for the welding magnet thing, imajiggy. Right. Oh, that'll never come off there now. Okay, what are we doing here? Well, this is some 50mm by 10mm steel bar. And the reason I've got this is because this is going in the centre line of the boat, kind of acts as the keel. So there, you can probably see it's a bit dark, is the existing bar that comes through down this centre line that we've not welded. Tack welded it there. And then here where we welded, practicing. But that bar has got to go in there to give us some strength and support on this keel. I had to buy 6 meters of it, so I made them cut it up into 2-meter sections so I could get it in the back of the van. That is how that goes. First of all, we need to cut this. Let's just make it a bit longer than it needs to be, just in case we make any mistakes with the front end. Now, Simon from Ship Happens tells me that he managed to use the X-Laser Lab laser, which is designed to cut 3mm steel, and he was able to cut 6mm steel when I can only cut 4mm steel. So not me one to be outdone by superstar Simon from Ship Happens, I'm going to show you how an expert cuts 10mm steel with a laser designed for 3mm. There you go, Simon. The gauntlet is thrown. So there's some good news and some bad news. The good news is, what an absolutely beautiful day. I just can't believe it's like summer. Look at these skies. This is not the West Wales that I know. Anyway, we're going to try and make the most of this beautiful weather, even though we're inside. The bad news, I can hear you all say, is yesterday's footage. I've lost most of it. My camera has been having a few glitchy problems. I don't know whether it's sorted for today, so I've brought this other camera that's also got its problems. This is my old one, just in case. And I lost a lot of footage. It's kind of glitchy. I'm not even sure I can get it into the editor. When you play it back, it stutters and glitches. So I don't know what's been going on. I've reformatted the card, and we'll have a look to see what footage we get today. Let me just show you the state of this. Now you can see there's the lens, and normally there's a lens cover that goes on there, but it fell off and I didn't notice. So the lens is completely done for. We are waiting for a new lens, but I hope the camera's okay. Can you see the screen on the front? Luckily that does have a cover on it, and the same on the back too. A bit of paint on the top. So this is the camera that we normally use, and it's taking quite a battering, so I've got my eyes open for a new one. I'm waiting for DJI, those are the cameras I tend to use, to have a bit of a sale. They've brought out the Action 6 now, and I'm quite happy with the Action 5, so hopefully they might bring the prices down, fingers crossed. Right, I don't want to go inside, I want to stay out here and do some work, but we've got more work to finish on the inside. You see, that's what the old camera does when you switch it on. Anyway, we're probably going to need to talk about what I was talking about yesterday, because I think I've lost a lot of the footage. And you probably remember that where we got to is I was putting in this steel kind of keel section, the top part of the keel section. And what I was also talking about was how, because the steel is 10mm, we've chamfered it, because we're not supposed to chamfer steel below 6mm. 6mm to 12mm apparently you chamfer on one side, and above 10mm you chamfer on both sides. And I've chamfered this, it's 10mm on both sides, but the reason is to create a V. Oops. See, the old camera just glitched then. And what we've done with this steel is we've chamfered both sides, the reason being to create a V, to kind of drop into that gap, give me a chamfer on each side to weld. And then the next thing we were doing is I was welding in 100mm strips, although on the Talent camera this has got the gimbal, it moves around. Although I think my 100mm ended up being about 50mm, because I'm not very good at keeping on track, and I end up stopping because I've kind of lost where I am, and I'm ending up with about 50mm runs. And that's what I've been doing, and I've been practicing. Some are good, some are not so good. I think most of the welds are okay. It's just the consistency, and they all look a little bit different, so it doesn't look as beautiful as it could. But I said I'd come back fresh day and see if I'm any better on a fresh day with a fresh head and a fresh heart in this beautiful West Wales weather. Right, I think you missed that bit because I think I knocked the camera over. This camera doesn't have a magnetic stand on it, and I kicked it over, and I think you missed the weld. You might have seen part of it, I don't know. Let me show you. So what I've done is basically an over weld. I think I got a bit messy towards the end, but I've basically done what you cap weld, what do you call it, over the initial root weld. I'm being all technical. I think I'll try and catch the next bit on camera. Right, I'm having a nightmare with this camera. Am I in focus even? The gimbal doesn't work. It's just had that much abuse over the oh, look, come on. Oh no, oh, for sake. Can the camera see me? I'm having a mare when it comes to the cameras this week. This camera, the quality is awful because there's spatter all over the lens and my new lens hasn't come, but also I don't know whether it's recording properly because we lost all that footage. I don't know what was going on yesterday. Hopefully today it's recording. Fingers crossed. If not, I've got that camera to record, but I can't get the gimbal to work. It's packed in, so I can't get it to spin round so I can record myself talking to you and get myself in frame. So hopefully I'm in frame because I'm looking with this camera into that screen there, and I think I'm framed up, am I? Possibly about there. So what I was saying was I've screwed up with the welding, as usual. What I've done is, as I've been welding, the plates moved on the starboard side, and it's because I didn't put enough tacks in on that side. I seem to put all the tacks in on the port side. And as we've welded with the heat, the plates actually drop down. So I've had to tick out the weld that I've done, which luckily wasn't very much, and then tack weld in the underneath, as you can probably see here. Now we tacked in and hold that plate into position, I can actually put the weld down that starboard side. Luckily, we didn't do too much welding, but it just shows you how easy it is to make simple mistakes sometimes when you think you're doing really well. Anyway, let's get on with the weld on this side. That's two of those. I'm going a bit warped to put the hot grinder on it. two of those, because there's two rudders, one for each rudder, and I'm fairly sure, I know there's the top one to do, which is here. I haven't done that one yet, and I'm fairly sure there's another rib. I thought we'd got the bottom, 3 ribs, and the top. I wonder where I've put that then. I better check when I'm back. Oh, the gimbal's working again. I better check when I'm back on the diagram to find out if I'm right. I'm sure I am. Definitely sure I am. So I'm one template missing somewhere. I bet it's on the floor. Probably need another tidy up. Can you see me? I was going to bring you for a walk, but I'm having severe gimbal problems with my camera with a gimbal. So I'm just going for a quick walk to my little lock-up and see if we can find something to make sure these welds are okay. I'm going to have to sort this camera problem out. Behave yourself, gimbal. Right, here we are. Oh. Expensive stuff in cheap tins. Right, the camera situation's that bad. I'm back to the phone. The microphone doesn't work on that, so I don't know why I've got it on now. I'm actually on my way back to the container because I left my other camera in there. Not that it's any bloody good. Right, I can see got a good old JCB down here. Look at that. We like a bit of JCB. Right, I think I'll swap to this just for the rest of this episode because we're getting no footage here because of the camera problem. Right, let's go back in here. There it is. It is a bit of a disaster. So this is the first camera I had after I stopped using the iPhone. And then I got the DJI Action 5, which has been phenomenal, but it's had a lot of abuse. And I bought a new one of these, but I decided not to use it down at the boat, not when we're working anyway, because it's not that robust. And I did use it when we went to Bulgaria with Simon. But today I brought the old one down. I thought I'd be able to get another day out of it. The disaster is I brought the wide angle lens off my new DJI and put it on here, and I've lost it already, and about 30 or 40 quid. So complete disaster. Anyway, let's get back in here and let's test some of these welds. Right, so if you see your wide angle lens anywhere, shout, it's behind you. Okay. So I don't think you can see it clearly. I'll do a front shot with this phone in a minute. I've welded this in, and we've done a weld front to back in little stitchy stages. Some of it's really nice. On this side it looks not too bad. On the other side it's a little bit worse. I'm fairly sure it must be how I'm holding the torch. Anyway, we need to find out just how good these welds are. It's not critical on here, but it'll be a good place to test. This is the non-destructive weld stuff that I use. There's two different ways of using it. You can spray the penetrant on, clean it off, and then spray the developer on top, and it shows you any crevices and cracks. But I'm going to use it to check for holes, and the way I'm going to do that is we spray one side with the penetrant and the other side with the developer. And if we see any of the purple penetrant coming through, then we know we've got some holes. Right, let's get on with that. Oh, dripped on my face. Hope it's not poisonous. Oh my god, I've got red eye. we're just waiting for the developer to dry. And as it dries, it should dry white. And if it dries with any purple in it, that's where there's a hole. Okay, you can see, still drying. But as it dried at the front, we have two places, look, can you see? A hole there and a hole there. So what we'll do is we'll mark these, we'll grind them out and we'll re-weld them. Oh, and we've got a big hole there and we've got a little hole there. So I'm just going to put a mark on those so I know where they are, just in case the stain disappears. I'm sure it won't. I bet that'll definitely not disappear, but I'll just put a marker on it anyway with permanent marker. Hole there, hole there, there, up there, down there, and back down here. Now, as I said, these are not critical because originally they were kind of just left open-ish, but it's belt and braces for me. So if we have a good watertight weld there, and we get a good watertight weld on the bottom, I think it's far less likely that we're going to get any leaks. Anyway, I've had a good time. Not had much time this week. As I said, I was at work all over the weekend and on call all over the weekend, as well as being on the shop floor. I've had a couple of days, a few setbacks to the camera, but I'm having a good time. We'll cut it short here. I don't know how much video we've got. If it's a bit short, I apologise. If it's not, well, that's great. But I do want to thank each and every one of you, particularly all our members, Patreons, subscribers, anybody who likes, comments, all that jazz. Thank you, really, from the bottom of our heart. 35,000 subscribers. Wow, swapping arms, it's aching. 35,000 subscribers, that's absolutely phenomenal. So don't forget, please do give us a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button, click that hype button as well, and leave us a comment. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.